Hello everyone, you are welcome to this class. So in this class, we want to look at simple linear equations. How do we solve simple equations? So that's what we'll look at in this video. So the objectives, we want to look at what are simple equations, two equations involving brackets. How do we solve them? And as well, how do we solve equations involving what fractions? So those are the things we want to look at. Now when we talk about equations we have right from primary school you have been doing linear equation, but the way it is being done is quite different from the way it's being done in secondary school. Just like when you have you ask you box plus 2 equals to 5, you now ask you what will be inside this box, that is what will you add to 2 to get 5. So everybody will say 3. But when you advance, when you go up, you go to the secondary school of paternity 6 upon 5, you just put it x plus 2 equals to 5. You now ask to solve this equation. So we are still doing the same thing. So we use box to represent the number because when you talk about quadratic, we are using letter or symbol to represent what numbers. Here we are not using letters to represent what numbers. It could be any letter. So we as well use symbols. So here the symbol is being used to represent a number. While here a letter is being used to represent a number. So that means we are saying that what number will you have to get what? To get 5. That is going to be 3 as well. So we also advance, we can increase to 2x minus 5 equals to 10, and so on and so forth. They ask you to find the value of x. So when we talk about solving equation, it means you find the value of the unknown. Find the value of the unknown. So the mathematical way of asking you to find the value of the unknown is to say solve the equation. Solve the equation, that is, you solve for the unknown number. So solve for the unknown letter. So we're going to be looking at it in detail now. So let's start with the simple aspect of it. So solve the following equations. We have x plus 8 equals to 19. Then we also have 8x minus 14 equals to x minus 7. So how do we solve this? So we have what we call balancing method of solving the equation. That's what we're going to be adopting in this video. We use balancing method to balance the two sides of the equation. So let's start with this. Then solution. So the first one here is x plus 18 plus 8, equals to 19. So this one is saying now what number will you add to 8 to give you 19? That's what the question is asking us here. Now to now use balancing method. What do you mean by balancing method? You can see that this equation we have left hand side here, hand side. Also we have right hand side. So what this is saying is that the left hand side equals to the right hand side. Whatever that is done to the left hand side must also be done to the what? To the right hand side. So if you add to this, you must also add to this. So it's just like you want to be just with both sides of the equation. So you must, whatever is done to this side must also be done. So we want to now solve this. So what we want to solve for is x. And what is beside x is plus 8. It is adding to 8. It is not multiplying it. So the opposite of add 8. This one means add 8. So the opposite of add 8 is subtract 8. So when you subtract 8 here, you remove the 8. It will remain only what? X. So because we are subtracting 8 from these, you must also subtract 8 from these. So that's why we have subtract 8 from what? From both sides. So we will make the two sides of the equation to balance. That's what we call balancing method. We want to make it to balance. So that will be to have x plus 8 minus 8 equals to what? 19 minus what? 8. I hope I'm making sense. So 8 minus 8 gives 0. That means x is standing alone here. Then 19 minus 8 will give us 11. That means the value of x is what? 11. I hope this is very clear. Okay, so let's look at the second example. The second example we have 8x minus 14 equals x minus 7. The same thing will also be done once you balance the two sides of the equation. This is the left hand side, this is the right hand side. Now, before you can do that, you notice that we have x here, we also have x here. So the best way is let's bring all the x's together. The one without x, let's take them to another side of the equation. So in that case, what we're going to do here is we're going to collect. We collect like terms. Collect what? Like what? Terms. We collect like terms. So this will come here. So that will become 8x. Now, take note of this. This x here, the sign before it here is plus. The sign before the 7 here is what? Minus. Now we are not taking it to the other side. So anytime you are taking a number or a letter, anything, and it's crossing the equation sign, the symbol, the sign will change. It's like when you have someone here, we now have river. You have river here. And this person wants to cross this river to the other side. Because the person is positive here. And there's no canoe, there's no boat to cross the river. So what will the person do? The person will swim. So this is the person swimming in the water here. This is the person swimming in the water. So at the end of when it gets to this place, what will happen to that person? The person will be wet. So that's why the person will be like this. You see the water will be dropping on the person of that person. The person is positive here, the person is negative here. So this is equal to sign. And you can see that as you are crossing the equal to sign, you are crossing the river, the symbol will change. When you don't want to come back to this place, it will also go positive. How that is very clear. So therefore, this x here will become what? Minus x equals to. So you know we have removed this x here from this place. What we have left here is what? Minus 7. So minus 7. So this one as well is minus 14. We're taking it to the other side. So because we are taking it to the other side, it is minus here. The same thing to become what? Positive because it's crossing the equation sign. It is going to be plus what? 14. Am I with you? So 8x minus 7x. 8x minus 8x minus x will give us what? 7x. Then minus 7 plus 14. Minus 7 plus 14. There is a rule I explained when we're treating what's it called? Directed number. So when you are adding or you're subtracting two numbers with different signs, what I expected to do is subtract the smaller number from the bigger number, then put the sign before the bigger number in front of the answer. So what you're going to do here is that you're going to subtract 7 from 14, and that gives you what? 7, right? So the sign before the bigger number is plus. So that means this is also what? Plus 7. I hope that is clear to you. So now, it now remains 7x equals to plus 7. Is that our final answer? No, that is not our answer. That's not what we're looking for. We are asked to solve for x. We want to find the value of x. What are we going to do to find the value of x? What you're going to notice here is that this 7x is multiplying. When you write 7x, it's not the same thing as 7 plus x. They are not the same. Alright? So this 7 here is multiplying the x. 7x means 7 times what? X. So you can remember when we're looking at this one, this 8 here is adding to x. Right? So for us to remove the, what do? We subtracted 8. The opposite of add is what? Subtraction. What's the opposite of multiplication here? Is division. So in that case, we are going to say divide both sides. That is both sides of the equation. By both sides are by what? By 7. I hope I'm making sense. We divide both sides by 7. So in that case, so we are saying 7x divided by 7 equal to 7 divided by what? 7. So 7 here 1, 7 here 1. That means x is equal to what? 1. That's the value of what? X. I hope this is very clear. So that is how to solve simple linear equation. So we're not going to look at equations that will involve brackets. All these things are very simple. So what's just fair for me just to try to solve as many as possible questions for you to get acquainted with the way questions are being asked under what equations. Let's write equations involving brackets. That's the next one. So we've looked at how to solve normal equations. So we have these equations involving brackets. So you can see what we have there. We have brackets there. So it's not something that is very difficult. So you just need to pay attention and see what we're going to do. What we're going to do here, the first one, we have 3 into bracket x minus 3 minus 4 into bracket what? X minus 4 minus 5 equals what? 0. Now what we're going to do here first, the first thing you need to do here, you notice that this one is equal to 0. Everything is involves brackets. So the first thing you need to do is to remove the brackets. How are you going to remove the brackets? It means the term you have outside the bracket will be used to multiply all the terms inside the bracket. I repeat again. The term outside the bracket will be used to multiply all the terms inside what? The bracket. So meaning that I will use 3 to multiply x. I will also use 3 to multiply minus 3. So 3 times x is what? 3x. Then 3 times minus 3 will give you what? Minus 9. We are done with the first one. So the second one, minus 4 times x will give us what? Minus 4x. I did not say 4. I said minus 4 because this minus is with what? 4. Please take note of this. Very important. Minus 4 times x is what? Minus 4x. Then minus 4 times minus 4. Minus times minus is plus. 4 times 4 is what? 16. Then minus 5 equals what? 0. How am I making sense? So the next thing, sorry, there won't be equals. We can't have 2 equals to here. So the next thing is for us to collect like terms. So let's bring them together. Now, this is very good. You can see at this side of the equation, the left hand side, we have everything there. While at the other side of the equation, we have what? Equals 0 there. So what that means is that let's bring everything. So as you collect like terms here, collect like terms. Collect like what? Like terms. So we just bring them together. They are not crossing. The terms are not crossing the equation sign. So their symbol, their signs will know what change. So in this case, I will write 3x minus 4x. You see the minus 4x will not change because it's not crossing the equation. Please take note of this. Very important. Then minus 9, then plus, we can put minus 5, then plus 16 equals to 0. I can try to take everything to the other side here. If you do that, you're still going to get the same thing. So let's take everything to the other side. So these are together here equals to 0 is nothing. So we'll now be taking this one to the other side. This minus 9 become what? Plus 9 because of what? It is minus here and it's crossing the equation sign. The sign will change from minus to what? To plus. The same thing with minus 5 here become what? Plus 5. This is what? Minus 16 to become what? Minus 16. Sorry, this is plus 16 it turns to minus 16. So 3x minus x, 3x minus 4x. 3x minus 4x is what? So the same thing, that's what I just explained earlier on. That when you are adding or subtracting two numbers with different signs, subtract the smaller number from the bigger number, put the sign in front of the bigger number in front of the answer. So 4 minus 3 will give us what? X, 1x. 4x minus 3x give us what? 1x. So this sign is before the bigger number. The bigger number here is what? 4. So the sign before it was minus. That this is going to give us what? Minus x. So equals to, so this plus this is what? 14. 9 plus 5 is 14 minus 16. So the same thing will also be done here. We're going to subtract the smaller number from the bigger number, which will give us what? Minus 2. Will give us what? 2. But which sign is before the bigger number? Minus. That's why it is minus 2. So that's going to be a minus x equals to minus 2. But that is not what we're looking for. We have to find the value of what? X. So how are we going to find the value of x? This minus x, this is minus 2. So what we're going to do is either you divide both sides by minus 1 or you multiply both sides by what? Minus 1. So what we're going to do, multiply. You can do that. Multiplying both sides by what? Minus 1. So that means we're going to have minus x times minus 1 equals to minus 2 times what? Minus 1. So minus times minus is what? Plus. That is x equals to what? 2. That is the answer. I hope this is very clear. Alright. So let's look at number 2. Let's look at number 2. For number 2, we have 11 into bracket p plus 2 minus 17 into bracket 2p minus 1, everything equal to what? 62. So the same thing we're going to do here, we're going to open the bracket. By using the term we have outside the bracket to multiply all the terms inside the bracket. So what we're going to do, 11 times p, that gives us 11p. 11 times 2 will give us what? 22. I hope I'm making sense. Then we go to the next one, that is minus 17. Minus 17 times 2p, that gives us minus 34 what? P. Am I with you? Minus 17 times minus 1. Minus times minus is plus. 17 times 1 is 17 equals what? 62. I hope this is very clear. So let's now collect like terms. Let's collect like terms. Collect like terms. Let's collect like terms. So we bring the like terms together. That means we have 11p minus 34p. So you notice that 34p I did not change the sign because it's not crossing the equation sign. It's still at the left hand side of the equation. So let's now, is that all for p? That's all. So let's now go to equals to 62 is there already before. So we take this plus 22 is going to cross the equation sign and it's saying to what? Minus 22. This is plus 17. It's going to change to what? Minus what? 17. I hope I'm making sense. Alright? So I think that is all on that. So let's now subtract this. 11p minus 34p. The same process. Let's subtract the smaller number from the bigger number and put the sign before the bigger number in front of the answer. So that's what we are going to say. 34 minus what? 11. That's going to be for what? 21. Sorry, 23. 1 minus 4 is what? 3. Then 1 minus 2 is that 23. This is going to give us 23p. It's going to be plus or minus. So which sign do you have before the bigger number? So it is minus. So this means it become what? Minus. How that's very clear? Good. Equals to 62 minus 22. 62 minus 22. This is what? 0, 4. This will give us 40 minus 70. You can do it this way as well. Minus what? Then minus 23p equals to what? 40 minus what? 17. This is straightforward. That's 40 minus 17. This is 3. That is 23. So this will give us what? 23. Alright? So because the bigger number here is plus, so this one will also give us plus. Minus 23p. So what are we going to do next? So this minus 23 is multiplying p. So for us to now remove it, what are we going to do? We divide both sides by what? Minus 23. So we say divide both sides by minus what? 23. So therefore we have minus 23p divided by what? Minus 23. Then 23 divided by what? Minus 23. So this cancels this. Then we have p equals what? Minus 1. I hope this is very clear. So that is that on equation involving brackets. So it can be in any form. So just make sure that you remove the brackets first. Remove the bracket and simplify your answer. Is that clear? So this is where we're going to stop in this video. We're going to look at equation involving fraction. That is very broad. So you have to look at it in another video. So in the next video, we look at equation involving what? Fractions, by God's grace. So this is where we're going to stop in this video. If you find the video useful and helpful, don't forget to give us a very big thumb up and make sure you like this video. And as well, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and make sure you turn on your notification bell. So anytime I release video like this, you'll be able to get what notification of it and benefit from it. So this is where we're going to stop. Bye.